Marilyn, is that you?
Laws, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble. There you go again, Captain. Always menacing polite society. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into, right? Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors. He's right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
What did you do?
Why, we did what any grieving parents would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we? Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind. I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the neighbors saw you two stomping about.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time. Let's talk outside. Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I thought they'd be scandalized. They'd both be sitting there watching one. Mother would drop her mock. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either... Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then, Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red, and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob. I'm not hurt. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like... I'm used to rough situations. But I want to talk Can I just have a drink and punch? Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience. Wait a second. I could open a new account, designate that account. I'll make money without doing a thing. And my policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance. Maybe you could use some of your people's. If that doesn't work, I'm sure...
Have you ever contemplated the fact that we have no direct experience in our lives?
As usual, I have no idea what you're talking about. All right.
So many yearn for the opportunities you disdain. There were those who would give their hand to be born to present you on the
Now, why couldn't you just have said that in the first place?
I only wish they weren't showing me.
I guess we're going to practice.
So, we threw off the constraints of proper society, abandoned the life of luxury, to live as an outlaw.
You finally get me, Vicky.
I not only get you, I applaud you. Not many would have had the courage to turn their back on luxury. Not to speak of the pressure it must be to fulfill the role you've been assigned. Impressive place Dr. Chartrand has.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
If anyone ever tries to off me, I hope they do it with the same professional courtesy.
Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen. To keep me quiet. But if you didn't know that, I'm guessing they didn't send you. I always assumed they would put a bullet in my head one of these days. I don't know anyone named Hagen. My what conspiracy? Let's talk about this. Please, I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the... Not for lack of trying. There are other teams. We didn't want to experiment on human... I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for... It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth.
I can certainly understand why.
Imagine losing something with that many...
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their... I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible... You came to kill me. I assume that's so... If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work.
I try not to, at least when it comes to the moral dilemmas. Lilia Hagen's a useful ally to have, but I'll back you up.
I hope you know what you're doing, Cap.
It may not be pretty, but we risk...
Everything I did... The one on the wanted posters? I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have? For the last, I need to get out of here. For now, I had better pack up the lab.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned, give me one reason why... Wrong answer.
Time for a drink?
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
I believe your choice to spare Chartrand would be considered the honorable path, yes? Sublight's money is... We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain. I think I'll initiate...
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster relief. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents. So, I remember that one.
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively.
Hey, those...
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her benefit. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy... Of course she is.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and regretfully, I'm still Marilyn Fenhill.
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant...
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone said.
Oh, you mean Well, and you'd theoretically, but you wouldn't actually do that, of course. I think you have something in your eye. Perhaps I'm forbidden from accepting. The employee handbook doesn't... I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity. We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium. Oh, it's certainly not about... Plenty. We've ensured unusually expressive usually character actors. Or that policy is almost exclusively for in the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be. Those are mostly for top rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss. One thing's for sure. Can we talk?
You really did it. Hey, you did the... I'm just glad my folk... Come on, If only you could have been my... Anyway, enough of that. Don't make it... You sure? Yeah. Still, maybe you've got a... So... It's nothing personal. Anyway...
If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Crunch.
Is it done? Well, Oh, damn. Contract. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. You're awfully quick to trust someone who... Out of my office.
This is why I always ask.
What a surprise.
Time for you to move along. You keep lingering like this, I'm bound to get nervous.
CNP both.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
A UDL security attendant is always prepared. Nothing exciting ever happens around here.
All my hard work's finally paid off.
Once I'm retired, I'm gonna drink all the zero-G I can.
Down there.
Anti-Cleo's energizing ointment.
Doesn't look like any of the corporate freighters.
But what would they be doing here? And how did they ever get permission to land?
Perhaps we'll finally get some excitement after all.
Anti-Cleo's concept.
What's done is the bottom line.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Not without saying.
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone without X-36 level clearance.
It's okay. I'm a doctor.
I don't care if you're a brain surgeon. If you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself, you're not getting in.
Worth a try. You'd be surprised how often that works.
Like I said, X-36 clearance only beyond this point. I don't know how you got that, but I still don't... What? Oh no. You... Please. Go.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunch at house. That woman from downstairs is still in the cafeteria.
Best not to ask.
What was that?
I don't want to die!
What? What?
I don't want to die!
Take it, pass it over!
Go.
I'll take this one.
Please, hurt me! I don't want to die!
Something's not right.
Try that again.
Huh? What?
Make him regret it.
Huh?
Here they come.
I'm taking cover!
Something's wrong.
I don't want to die. Don't come any closer.
What?
Please.
You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for... All this happened because some mysterious... Not always. You should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. Yet here you are, flying about in a stolen ship. The board doesn't know what to make of you. We raised security on the Hope after Wells broke in. As for discovering the identity of the missing colonist, all we had to do was scan the passenger manifest. You have something I want. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. You are making...
Adjutant Akonde's call. We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
I've kept myself busy in your absence. All I need... What? Oh, why do you think we've been... Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correct. I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a system. That's not a... That makes two things we don't... None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. Human test subjects. Thank you. You've brought... Those poor people. You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are... We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may... Do you realize what this means? Short of lining up Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Science. The board's going to dispose of... We need to get to those colonists before the board. Merciful gibbering law! You're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Yes, exactly. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then you...
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but...
Your instincts are correct. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have you. Certainly. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was... I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinking. The board would have us believe how...
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. Also, there are hundreds of If your calculations are even slightly off, board the Sun.